Hey, what's going on, guys? How is everybody doing? So if you are a free-to-play player or you just haven't done many roles, you are about to get one of the best heroes in all of Genshin Impact for free. That's right, for absolutely free. So with this event, Unreconciled Stars, we knew that we were going to be getting Fischl, and it was only a matter of time. So upcoming this Monday, you will be able to get yourself one brand new, completely free, 100% incredible Fischl. So if you don't already have a Fischl, in this video we're going to be going over why you should be excited and why she's going to become a mainstay in your roster and why she's going to be replacing that Lisa as your main Electro support unit, if you like her more than Lisa. Of course, if you like Lisa more, you can always go with her. But without further ado, let's hop right in and talk about one of my favorite heroes in Genshin Impact. So Fischl. I'll be honest, when I first started playing Fischl back when I first got her, I was a bit of a non-believer. I didn't think she was that good, but the more I started playing with her, the more I realized how busted she really was. So let's go over a bit. First off, before we get into a character, how do you actually go about getting Fischl through this event? Well, first thing we're going to have to do, let's actually jump into the event page. So the first thing you're going to have to do is complete Phase 3, Star of Destiny, which will be released on Monday, November 23rd. So that's why you can't get it until November 23rd. You got to complete this quest. Once you do that, the other things you have to do, you have to complete 14 of the Meteorite Remain challenges, which are the ones going on right now. So if you've already done that, great. You've already done one of the requirements. If not, get on that. The next one is going to be 7 of the Fallen Star challenges. Those are the ones that will be unlocked once we hit this Phase 3. Again, not until Monday, November 23rd. So once you do all that, you will be able to get your first absolutely free copy of Fischl. So once you do go ahead and get your free Fischl, you might be asking, Jazz, why? Please tell me why Fischl is so good. Well, I'm about to tell you why. First of all, Electro is, I think at this point, it's a consensus across the board that Electro is the best element in Genshin Impact. It's super flexible. So the reactions she has access to with Electro, first of all, we have Superconduct. So if you pair her with a cryo unit, you will be doing some AoE cryo damage, as well as reducing your enemy's physical defense by 50%, which is pretty big. I mean, if you want to be boosting up your physical damage, your main DPS, I mean, she's going to be a core group of that. Electro and Cryo is going to be a core of your team, and right now she's one of the best at spreading electro damage. We also have Electro Charge, which is going to bust through the roof some of the Hydra units that are currently in this game. You're going to be dealing a ton of AoE electro damage, and it's just going to spread like absolute wildfire if you can get Hydra on a lot of enemies, which some of the units we'll talk about later can absolutely do that. We also have Overloaded, which is going to do AoE pyro damage if you pair her with a pyro hero, as well as do some explosions, which will do more damage to the target you're hitting, which overall is just a lot of damage. And then of course we have Swirl. Swirl is kind of the boring one out of the three, but everything can kind of mix with the Nemo, so got to throw it in there. And another important thing to note is that her Electro reactions proficiencies are not based off who goes first and second. It doesn't matter which order you go, just that Electro is in the equation. So that's what I mean, that's one of the factors that makes her super flexible, is it doesn't really matter where you throw her out as long as you're throwing her out on the field. Now, what makes her absolutely incredible, and one of the reasons why when I talk about Fischl, half the time I don't even call her Fischl, I just call her Oz, and that's because Oz is really the champion here. Oz is the one we have to praise because he's where you're going to be getting most of the utility from. So basically both her skill and her burst are going to end up summoning Oz onto the battlefield, and while he's on the battlefield, he's going to be shooting enemies with electro damage. Now he does get better and improve once you add in some constellations, but because for this guide we're specifically addressing the people who are getting Fischl for the first time and want to know a little bit more about her, we won't be jumping into those because I'm assuming this is your first Fischl, but just know that once you start upgrading her, her potential is going to get just even better. But Oz is like really the reason to use her. Just like if you have a Zhongling, basically the same thing. She's going to throw Oz down and she's going to be machine gunning enemies with electric damage. It's just a great way to spread elements, a great way to get damage, and he hits actually pretty hard. So as we've been talking, we've kind of just been talking about her in a supporting role, but there are a ton of ways that you can build her through her artifacts. Now, you'll see here that I actually have her built with Thundering Fury currently. I'm trying out more of like an Electro support build. Originally, I had her as like a main DPS, so I was using like Blood Fury and Gladiator to improve her overall damage, but there's a ton of ways that you can build her. So if you want to go for pure physical damage, you can build her with like a 2-piece Blood Fury set. If you want to just overall increase her damage, you can go for Gladiator. If you want to go like I am, you could go for Electro support and go with Thundering Fury. You could also go for like a high crit build if you want her to be your main DPS. She's very good in that sense. You could go for like a full Electro DPS build. You could go, there are so many different ways to build her. She's incredibly flexible, so whatever you need her to do, she can do on your team, and I think she's going to fill basically any slot you could possibly need, except for healer. She's never going to be your healer, but in terms of support or DPS, however you want to play her, elemental or physical, she'll play both sides of the coin extremely well. Now, when it comes to teammates, again, there's pretty much no one that I can think of that she's like bad with. She's pretty much good with anyone. A couple of my favorites, I'll go over just a couple of my favorites. Her and Razor have been like unseparated at the hip, or separated at the hip, unseparated at the hip. For me, they've been just two peas in a pod. They go together like peanut butter and jelly. It's just mwah. So the reason they go so well together is because Razor really wants that electro resonance in order to build up his burst a lot quicker. That's where a lot of his damage comes from. So because of that, he needs another electro unit. Now, Kaching is more DPS based, and because Razor is my main DPS, I don't really want to go with another main DPS. I could go with Beto, but Beto is not super great at spreading an electro element. So that basically leaves me with Lisa or Fischl. Now, Lisa is not bad because her main attack does do electro damage naturally, but because Fischl can just drop Oz and then duck out if she needs to, that's why I'm going with Fischl. She's just more effective at doing it. Another that I've actually been including on the same team is Chi-Chi. We already spoke about the superconduct reaction. Both Chi-Chi and Fischl, they go together. They make it very well, and I've been using them with Razor in order to increase his overall DPS. Overall, these two extremely great together. One of the other units that I really like using with is Zhongli. Both these two are some of my favorite elemental units in the game. I love this core of them two together, mostly because they both have like little summons that you can drop on the field, which are going to do a ton of elemental damage. They're going to trigger a ton of reactions, and look, they're fun to use. They're really cool to use together. You get a lot of overloaded reactions. Depending on who your main DPS is, you can get a lot of reactions there. You know, if you're using like, let's jump into the other heroes I was going to talk about, Mona and Child. Now, Child is already like the king of AoE. He's just incredibly devastating with all his Riptide triggers. But once you start getting electrocharge reactions in there as well, there's going to be a crazy amount of AoE, and you're just going to absolutely destroy enemies. Mona, while she's a very good single target caster, if you want to get a little bit more AoE in there, boom, you pair her with a Fischl, and she's going to just mow down enemies like crazy. I mean, Fischl synergy is just like endless. She just works so well with a bunch of different heroes. It's crazy how flexible she is. And lastly, let's talk about how you can actually prep for Fischl if you're looking to get her, because now is actually the perfect time to start prepping for her. So first of all, of course, you're going to have to fight the Electro Hypostasis boss. I don't think that anyone's going to be surprised about that. She's an Electro character. That's where you're going to get her essential materials. So if you need the gemstones, or not the gemstones, but like the fragments, the chunks, all those, if you need those, go ahead and do those, as well as your lightning prisms. If you need those, go ahead and do the hypostasis. Next up, you're going to need some small lampgrass. Now, there's a ton of places to find these. They're all over the place in Mondstadt. A couple of the best places to find them. Let's hop over to the map real quick. There's actually quite a bit if you go into Wolfendom. They're basically all in this area right here. You don't have to go all the way into Wolfendom. Basically right around here, you're probably going to find 5 to 10 spawns around here. You're also going to find a bunch on this mountain right up here. Easiest way to get up here is probably going to be to travel this domain right here and climb your way up. There's a whole bunch of spawns over here. Next up is Whispering Woods. I believe there's about 5 to 10 spawns in here. Another great place to go. And lastly, another cluster you can go is right over here, right southwest of the Cryo Ridgespine. You can just come over here to this domain and then, you know, walk right down here, and that's going to be another big cluster. But of course, check the Genshin Impact interactive map. That's going to give you the most accurate information and give you a couple other spawns that are kind of around Mondstadt because they are kind of scattered. So quite easy to pick up. You can get them quite literally all over the place. Next up, you have the arrowheads. Now these are going to be a little bit harder for me to tell you where they are. You're basically just going to have to go around and find a bunch of ranged hilly trails. You probably actually already have a bunch of arrowheads if you've been doing a lot of mob farming. If you haven't, it's time to go farming. You gotta get a bunch of these. And lastly, if we take a look at her talent books, she is going to need the Philosophies of Ballad. And wouldn't you know it, this comes up on Saturday, which is perfect timing. So if you're looking to level up official, tomorrow is the day. Well, if you're watching this the day this video is released, then tomorrow's the day. Otherwise, you've missed it. But tomorrow is the day. Go ahead, do some farming, get some Philosophies of Ballad to level up the talents of your Fischl. If you're looking for which one to level up first, normally you would level up normal attack. But if you're looking to have her just be a support character and you're looking to level up just like one talent first off, I'd say go for either Knight Rider or Midnight Phantasmagoria. Honestly, I use them about the same. So either one, and basically it's just going to level up Oz. So that's Fischl in a nutshell. Hopefully for you guys who don't have Fischl and you're going to, hopefully you guys are super excited because Fischl is super fun to use. She's super devastating, and she's just going to increase the quality of your roster because she's just so damn good. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Hopefully you guys learned something. Hopefully you took something out of this video. If you liked the video and you want to see some more content from me, you can head over to my Twitch page, twitch.tv/xjazze. Or if you want to support us right here on YouTube, you can go ahead and subscribe to the channel, click the notification bell. That way you always know when I post a new video, and hit the like button if you liked it. But guys, that's all I got for today. Hopefully you did enjoy, and I'll see all you guys in the next video. Peace.